Hello dolls, welcome back to my channel. This is Ebony Nikita OKK, the Dominican Princess, and thank you dolls so much for joining me once again for a brand new video. I want to share with you how you can speak with confidence and you'll feel more confident too. Now I will be sharing with you 3 things that you should not say. You should stop saying if you want to speak with confidence for all of us feminine ladies. These are great tips to use within your everyday life, whether you are working, you're in a relationship. These are great things to take into consideration. Now, before we begin, I do post every week on feminine elegance, fashion, and homemaking. I would love to see you back here again, so please do not forget to subscribe. Now, dolls, without further ado, let's begin. You should try to stop saying like, as a pause in a sentence. If you are not sure what you want to say, then take a pause before you respond. The reason being is when you say like, it sounds like you're still trying to figure out what your statement is. It still sounds like you're trying to figure out what your opinion is. This could come off as being unconfident. That's not what you want. Instead of saying like, just take a minute and pause. There's nothing wrong with pausing in between every couple of words, and if it really does take you that long, all you have to do is just pause for a second or say, that's a great question, let me think about that, and then answer. You come off as more confident, as you know what you're saying, and by pausing and saying that, you're able to show that yes, you said something that's interesting, you've said something that I care about answering and the best way that I can. So this is something that so many people do. It's such an easy habit to get into, and you really do have to train yourself to stop, but trust me, you will definitely sound more educated, you'll sound more confident and more sure of yourself when you fall out of that bad habit of saying like every other sentence, every other word. So here's some other tips instead of saying like, if you're used to using that as a comparison or you're trying to elaborate on your statement. Instead, you could say, it's almost as if this is similar to this. You can use different words, so don't stay stuck in saying like every other word. For example, that reminds me of the time when we went out and we went to the pool and it was like we were in an ocean. Instead of saying that, you can say, this reminds me of the time when we went to the pool and it was almost as if we were in an ocean. Small changes in words really does make a big difference, and then you're still able to use the word like, but you have other words to help you get to your point. So it's not like you're saying like every other like word. This is something that's very common to happen if you're speaking to someone in a higher position as you, or perhaps you're working with a group or with someone and you may not feel that confident around them, so you may end up ending your statements as if they were questions. If you notice that's something that is a habit for you, then go ahead, take a pause before you respond and give yourself that little boost of confidence. Now, the reasons why you shouldn't end your statements as if it's a question is because it lacks credibility to you as a speaker. If everyone's eyes are on you and you may feel a little insecure, maybe a little bit like you aren't the most confident person in this scenario, you may feel like you may not be the best person to be talking at that time because you're around other people with higher position or higher status than you. Just make sure that when you are speaking, you're having confidence with it. Much like these birds right now. There are so many seagulls just being very confident, playing background music right now. But anywho, when you speak, say it with confidence. Even if you are a little unsure about it, still say it with confidence. Fake it until you make it. Reason being is because even if you're unsure if you're right or not, if you're wrong, it's a simple correction. Sometimes we're afraid of being wrong. Sometimes we're afraid of being corrected, when really a correction is just a correction. It's to make you better. It's to make something right. So instead of being shy about it, instead of ending your statements as if they're a question. Speak with confidence. It shows that people should trust you. It shows that you're sure. And if you're emulating confidence, then guess what? People are more likely to listen to you because you sound confident. Let's say instead of me stating tip number 1 as a statement of something that you should not do, let's say that I ended it as if it's a question. For you to sound confident, you shouldn't say like or because it sounds like you're unsure of what you're saying. She's confident. No one's going to think that if I say it in that way. And oftentimes that's something that we do. We say it as if it's a question because we know it's the right thing to say, or we're sure of it, but it's just that we're not sure of the other person's response. Or sometimes we're just not sure if it's right. But in that case, again, it's okay to have corrections. It's okay to get someone else's input, even if it's the opposite of your opinion. Overall, speak with confidence, and that confidence will show through. Even if you don't really feel confident on the inside, it will start to grow and show. Now, something else that you should stop saying is, I feel or I think. Now, if someone asks you for your opinion, we know that it's your opinion. It's based off of your thoughts and your feelings, perhaps. So you don't need to always start off a sentence with, I feel like, or I think that. Just say it. Say it as a clear statement that it is. Now, unless you are truly telling someone how you feel, it's an emotional based conversation, then of course, go ahead and say it. But if it's not, and someone's asking you for your opinion on a group decision or a decision in general, you don't have to say, well, I feel like, or I think that. Instead, you could say, in my opinion, I would choose this one because of A, B, and C. Now, let's figure out, how does this really make a difference? Because when you speak with confidence, this builds credibility. It shows that you're confident, and that means that people are more willing to trust you and to listen to you. No one wants to listen to someone who is giving their opinion and it sounds like they're unsure about their opinion. I mean, can we really trust your opinion? Can we really trust your choice if it sounds like you're unsure about it yourself? Not really. I mean, there's other people out there who will proudly say something even though it's the opposite of the group's opinion. Now, let's notice the difference between saying I think and I feel versus making a clear statement. Ebony, why do you want to choose the color red for this wall? I think we should choose the color red because I feel like red is very vibrant and it also reminds me of happiness. So that's why we should choose the color red, because that's what we want in the end, for this room to feel happy and vibrant. Now notice how I used these past 3 tips of what I told you, dolls. Don't say. I used I used like. I ended the statement as if it's a question, and I also said I feel and I think. Now let's go to our statement that's confident, sure, and clear. In my opinion, we should choose the wall color to be red because red is associated with being vibrant and happy, and that's what we want the feel of the room to be. Now, which speaker would you rather listen to? They're both the same statement, but it's worded differently. With more confident, clear, and precise words, it gives a different effect. Now notice for both sentences, for both speakers that I used, it was the same exact statement. I choose the color red. Red is related to vibrancy and happiness. That is what we want for the overall room appeal. The same statement, but it's worded differently. And being feminine and being confident, that attracts a lot of different people to you. So you should definitely take advantage of that. Be cautious with what words that you are using. Dolls, what was your favorite part of this episode? What is something that you're going to work on to make sure that you're speaking with confidence as a feminine lady, but you're not going to fall into any of these traps? Comment it down below. I would love to hear from you, dolls.